One of the big ones that is relevant to planning. Put stars all over that one. It's among the most robust results of the social sciences, and that's the phenomenon of overconfidence. There's a great book out there called The Experts Speak by Sert and Navatsky. Second edition came out, I believe, in 99 or 2000, where they have thousands of quotes from so-called experts that are flat out wrong. Consider a sampling of some of those. Lord Kelvin was kind of the Einstein of his day, president of the British Royal Society, discovered the absolute zero, the Kelvin temperature scale, bright guy. Said in 1895, heavier than air flying machines are impossible. Kay Olsen, founder of DEC Computers, great entrepreneur, took a $70,000 personal investment and grew DEC Computers. Said in 1977, when Commodore, Osborne, and Radio Shack already had PCs out there, he said there's no reason for anybody to have a computer in their home. Guess why DEC missed the PC revolution? They were working on the transition from mainframe computers to mini computers. Microcomputers are toys, we don't play with toys, and the world leapfrogged them, going straight from mainframes to micros, leaving DEC in the dust. Center right, the Harvard Economic Society, 3 weeks into the Great Depression, saying a severe depression like that of 1920-21 is outside the range of probability. As it turns out, the Great Depression of 1929, 30, 31 was 10 times worse statistically than that of 1921, 20. Again, not a bunch of idiots, the Harvard Economic Society. Clearly not the Wharton Economic Society, but still. Tom Watson, Senior, the father, founder and chairman of IBM, said in 1943, again, not a bad resume item to have, I founded IBM, said in 1943, I think there's a world market for 5 computers. The world's very first developed here at Penn. It's on display in the engineering school 2 blocks down here, down 38th Street. Daytime, you can actually go visit it. In a room maybe, I don't know, from here to the wall, filled with vacuum tubes. Just to give you a sense of where we've come. There is less computing power in that whole room, less circuitry in the whole ENIAC than there is today on a microchip at the back of a Hallmark musical card. There's actually more circuitry on a Hallmark musical greeting card than there was in the whole ENIAC. You guys know what the very, very first application to the ENIAC was? Yep. Computing ballistic missile trajectories. Fire control on board warships. Very nasty partial differential equations that could not be solved analytically, they could only be solved numerically. When Watson made that statement, he was probably thinking to himself, I think there's a world market for 5 things that compute ballistic missile projectors. No way in his wildest dreams could he have visualized the digital world and the amount of horsepower that I've got in this little laptop that weighs 4 pounds on the front of the room. No way. A couple more. Thomas Edison saying about his own invention, the phonograph, it's not of any commercial value. He originally invented it as a dictation device for his secretary. The Beatles in 1962 originally went to Decca Records. Were turned away by an executive at Decca Records who said, we don't like your sound, groups with guitars are on the way out. So the Beatles literally walked across the street to Capitol Records and made history of it. And Capitol Records wrote the back of the Beatles to become the dominant rock and roll label on the planet. And Decca Records, even though they redeemed themselves by signing the Stones 6 months later, the damage was done. Imagine being the executive kicking the Beatles out of your office in 1962. Career-limiting move. 2 more. 3 days before Pearl Harbor, the U.S. Secretary of the Navy saying, no matter what happens, the U.S. Navy is not going to be caught napping. And my favorite, in the famous last words category, the true final words of a Civil War general in the Battle of Spotsylvania, Virginia, who said they couldn't hit an elephant at this distance. And as he was saying the word distance, he was hit by a bullet and killed. True story. Now, not to make light of his predicaments, But you've got to be pretty overconfident to bet your life on your beliefs, and in this case, lose it. So here's my question to all of you. Is this type of overconfidence the result of the arrogance of being at the top of your game? Or is overconfidence like this something more widespread and insidious that affects all of us? Let's find out.